Hello my friends, welcome back to day 27 of Kegel Camp. Our Kegels are isolated pelvic floor contractions. They're no longer isolated. They're completely incorporated into our fitness moves today. So if you're ready, let's get right into it. If you need to take a pause on this program, remember, check the video notes for links and resources to other things that might be more helpful. If you're feeling any soreness or discomfort, do not push forward, take a rest. There's helpful information in the video notes. But otherwise, let's go ahead and dive right in. So our first move is we're gonna do the good old-fashioned windmill. A lot of you know this from fitness, and some people think that this is not a safe move for the pelvic floor or for your back, but I love the windmill. You just have to do it with some awareness. So remember that decompression breath that we talked about, where you lift your pelvic floor, pull in your belly, and exhale as you fold forward? Well, we're going to be doing that with the windmill. And the other thing is you can bend your knees slightly, and you also don't need to touch all the way to the floor. That's not necessary. You can just go to the opposite inner thigh if that's better. But what I want you to do is take the windmill nice and slow, and every time we fold forward, you're going to exhale and lift your pelvic floor, pulling your low belly. Go at your own pace. If you're already starting, that's fantastic. If you're needing a little more instruction, then follow along with me. So feet are nice and wide. You are going to lift your pelvic floor, pull belly button to spine as we go into our windmill, and then come up. Maybe you can touch your inner calf and come up. So inhale, inhale. It's that decompression breath, and then the inhale. The decompression breath, exhale. And then inhale. So exhale, inhale. Take it slow. Exhale, inhale. Think of this as a type of Kegel. And maybe you can touch the ground. One more each side. And there we go. Go ahead and roll those shoulders back. Let go of your pelvic floor because that was a lot of work. So let it go, relax. And then we'll move into our next move. So shake things out. All right, for our next move, we're gonna go wide with our feet again. So just like before, toes are pointed out, knees are pointed out, and let's go into a nice plie squat. So your knees are coming out over your toes. They're not falling in. They're really pressing open. Your back is flat like you're sliding down a wall. You're not leaning forward. And you're just coming down and then lifting your inner thighs, lifting your pelvic floor on the way up. Also, you want to exhale on the way up. Take it slow and controlled. Feel your glutes squeeze on the way up. Feel everything lifting and squeezing on the way up. Do a couple more, and you can stay. Keep doing it. Keep going. You can either stay doing these, practicing these. You can also change it up and practice just plain air squats, or you can move into the next move with me, which is definitely more impact. So what we're going to do next is we're going to play with a squat jump. So keep doing the regular squats or the plie squat, breathing steadily, or follow along with me if you're okay with trying a little bit more impact. So what we're gonna do for our little squat jumps is you're gonna come down and then you're going to jump up. Now, really focus on an exhale as you jump up. You have already seen, especially if you go back to day 25, you've already seen how the pelvic floor and the breathing diaphragm work together. So when you exhale, that automatically helps lift your pelvic floor and protect you. So do not hold your breath. You want to exhale as you jump up. That's gonna help protect your pelvic floor. So let's go ahead and try it together. You can, again, just be doing regular squats right now, or you can be joining me for a squat and a jump. Make sure, keep going, practicing being light on your feet. Really a light up and a light land. Soften the blow. Roll up and then roll down. Keep going, a couple more, but I want you to feel that exhale as you explode up, and I want you to feel a little engagement, a little lift of the pelvic floor. I'll join you for the last couple. Okay, shake it out. Hopefully you felt that. I mean, I know I did. So it's a wonderful total body workout, pelvic floor and hips. All right, totally released and relaxed. Now let's engage again. Zip up your pelvic floor, your low abs, hold it strong. Remember tree pose? This time we're gonna hang our tree in midair. So instead of bringing the foot to the leg, we're actually going to bring that leg out to the side. For some people, this will be easier on the balance. For other people, it's harder because you've got this leg kind of dangling out in midair. It's a really interesting pose where you're having to use your hip flexors, your hip rotators, and of course, your core, starting at your pelvic floor to keep yourself steady and balanced. I'm having to keep my mind steady and balanced from the sounds overhead of my husband and son. So go ahead and hold it here. Don't let this hip jump out to the side. We want to lift it up, up, up. Hold that pelvic floor. Hold the whole pelvic girdle and then release. Let it go. Shake it all out. Shake it all out. We're going to do the other side and then we're going to go down to the floor to finish up with some moves on the ground. So zip up your core nice and strong and we bring the other leg not to a regular tree, but instead to a hanging tree. It's like we're hanging this leg out to the side. So it's still externally rotated at the hip. This leg is gonna want to jut out to the side. Don't let it. Use the hip muscles to be straight and lifted. Lifted through the pelvic floor, pulled in through the low belly. Lower ribs knit inward. Hold it strong. Maybe you even reach overhead. Hold it for one more breath. Finding that steadiness in the discomfort. And then release. Shake it all out. Let it go. All right. After you've released your pelvic floor, transition down to a yoga mat or the floor. All right, here we are on our yoga mats. Remember that squat that we have been working on throughout the whole program of Kegel Camp? If you need the yoga block still to sit on or a step stool, that's fine. Go for it. If you don't, join me into a really deep malasana, or you could call it a primal squat pose, whatever you want to call it. This is a wonderful, wonderful stretch and strengthener for the pelvic floor as long as you keep your spine long and you stay lifting out of your pelvic floor. It's like you're lifting up and not dumping down. That's not good for your pelvic floor, but this lifting is an incredible exercise. If you are feeling good right here, then let's go ahead and with hands on the mat or at your heart, lift your heels. Maybe you need to widen your legs, but lift and lift, keeping control of the pelvic floor. 2 more and 1 more and come on down. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Shake out the legs, drop the knee down and then the other knee down. And we're gonna go into that deep abdominal work, that low, low, low kind of scooping and hollowing out of the belly that starts at the pelvic floor. So turn to the side. If you need to refresh your memory from day 25 when we really worked on the abs and the booty, you can. But what we're gonna do is roll down, hands behind the thighs. But let's go ahead and start by lifting the pelvic floor. So do a little Kegel, pull in those low abs, and then roll down carefully, keeping that lift of the pelvic floor, keeping the pull in of the low abs, and then keeping your head and shoulders off the ground. Now, if you feel when you're in this position, keeping your head and shoulders off the ground, if you feel like your belly is pooching upward toward the ceiling, then you need to release your head, okay? Don't continue. But if you can keep that pelvic floor lifted and those low abs pulled in, the low back and the low ribs pressed into the floor as your head and shoulders are lifted, then stay right here. Maybe you can even release your arms and your feet down on the ground and wobble to the right and the left. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Pelvic floor is pulled in. Abs are pulled in. 3, 2, 1, and done, and come on down. Big, long pencil stretch, and then we move straight into a pelvic tilt bridge. So let's bring our feet right up to our bottom. Heels together, toes apart. Heels together, toes apart. Knees are apart. We go up into a pelvic tilt. So it's like a mini bridge. You're keeping your lower ribs on the mat and you're really just scooping up. So tilt, 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 tilt. Squeezing your butt every time you lift up. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is such a great move because your pelvic floor is on stretch, and every time you squeeze your butt and do that tilt, it's activating a little bit. So it's stretched and then it activates. Stretch, activates, stretch, activates. Go ahead and release. Let the legs shake out however it feels good to you. Do a little stirring the pot and get ready to come back for another great core wake-up call tomorrow. Day 28 tomorrow, my goodness. I hope you're enjoying this and I hope you're really starting to wake things up. Again, if at any time this is too much and it's progressing too fast, then just push pause on the program, go back a few weeks or a few days, and you can always come back later because this program is going to be available to you for a good long time. So breathe deeply, enjoy your day, and until next time, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.